Hello everyone, I am YS Kannade once again for you on discussion of concrete technology subject. In the previous videos, we have seen introduction of concrete and introduction of cement. In the unit 1, now we'll continue the discussion on cement. Today we'll see the manufacturing of cement, how the manufacturing process can be done by different methods. So we'll see that details of manufacturing of cement. Basically, for manufacturing of cement, two types of raw materials are required, that are calcareous materials and argillaceous materials. So calcareous materials are those materials which contains calcium as main constituent. It means that there is a maximum amount of calcium is present in calcareous materials. So these materials are nothing but limestone, shale, sea shale and calcite. Here are some photographs. Limestone, which is white in color, here maximum amount of calcium is present. And some sea shales, here also there is a abundant amount of calcium is present. So these are the calcareous materials which are useful to manufacture the cement. Second type of material, that is argillaceous materials, in which aluminum, silica and iron content is available. So these are available in clay stone, silica, chert, diomite, aluminum ore, iron ore, etc. So these all are natural rocks in which aluminum, silica or iron content is available. So here it is, clay stone and silica stone are available which contains maximum amount of silica in it. Similarly, aluminum ore contains more amount of aluminum as a main constituent, and the iron ore which contains more amount of iron content in it. So all these materials are available in the form of natural rocks and which can be used as the raw materials for cement manufacturing. So let us know more about methods of manufacturing of cement. Basically, there are two methods of manufacturing of cement. The first one, dry process of cement manufacturing, and the second one, wet process. So in dry process, mixing and grinding of raw materials is done in a dry state only. So there is no addition of any external water during manufacturing process of cement. So only natural moisture can be present on the natural rocks and which can be utilized for the manufacturing of cement. But here in wet process, the mixing and grinding of raw materials is done in wet state only. So by addition of water, about 30 to 50% water, we are doing this wet manufacturing process. So we will see in detail the two methods of manufacturing of cement. This is the basic flow diagram for manufacturing of cement. Let us see. Calcareous materials and argillaceous materials should be borrowed from quarry. They should be initially crushed in different jaw crushers. Then it should be stored in the separate storage bins. Then after that, the crushed material should be mixed together in the different mixers. And then this homogeneous mixture of raw material is further processed for heating and burning in rotary kiln at a high temperature, about 1300 to 1500 degrees Celsius. After that, the burn product are regrinded again in grinder and while grinding we are adding some amount of gypsum in it, about 2 to 3%, and then finally we will get the finely ground product which is called as cement, which can be further processed for packaging purpose. So let us see about dry process of manufacturing of cement. Very first step, quarrying is there. We should take the initial raw materials, that is calcareous and argillaceous materials from quarry as per requirement. So whatever these two types of materials are there, they should be taken as per requirement from quarry itself. After that, grinding. We should crush the raw material separately in different jaw crushers. Both type of raw materials, that is calcareous and argillaceous material, should be crushed in different jaw crushers. We will get finely ground particles, finer particles. These particles should be stored in step 3. Store the crushed materials in separate storage bins. Then in the next step, whatever the crushed materials should be mixed together. The both type of crushed material should be done, or mixing should be done using mixer, and it should be done only in dry state. We are not adding any type of water here. So mixing is done in dry state only. After that, burning. You can initially heat the dry mixture in a rotary kiln, or preheating can be done, and actual burning should be done at a temperature of 1300 to 1500 degrees Celsius. Such a high temperature will give us a partly rounded burnt product, that is clinkers. So these clinkers should be regrinded in the last step. So we should regrind the clinkers by adding now 2 to 3% gypsum, that is calcium sulfate, to get finely ground greenish grey colored powder, which is nothing but a cement. So in the final step, we should add purposefully 2 to 3% gypsum for improving overall engineering performance of the cement. And when we add such type of gypsum and regrinding of clinkers, that mixture will give us the color greenish grey for the cement. So this is the basic flow diagram, basic process for dry manufacturing of cement. From this figure you can find how the manufacturing plant works. Here the raw materials are taken, then they are crushed together and they are mixed together, and after mixing, preheating is there, then actual burning is there at a high temperature, then there is a storage, clinker storage is there, then we'll adding here 2 to 3% gypsum, and again regrinding is done here in cement mill, and we will get the final product in cement silos, which can be processed for further packing. So let us know about wet process of manufacturing of cement. Here also almost same flow is maintained. Quarrying is there, after that crushing, then crushing there is, after that we should mix it together, after mixing preheating is there, then burning in a kiln at a high temperature, and that burning will give us clinker which can be stored here. After that clinkers we should regrind in cement mills here. After that while regrinding we should add here 2 to 3% gypsum as secondary additive, and then we will get final cement product which can be stored in cement silos as a final product. So we'll know more about wet process now. The process of wet manufacturing of cement is almost same as that of dry process. Only some specific values are changed. Let us see. First step is quarrying. As usual, we should take the raw materials for manufacturing of cement, that is calcareous and argillaceous materials. Then grinding should be done at separate jaw crushers. The crushed material should be stored in the separate storage bins. But now in the fourth step there is a change. While mixing both type of crushed materials, we should add water about 30 to 50% water in it. About 30 to 50% water by the weight of crushed raw materials we should add, and we will get the slurry of raw materials. So then we should burn the cement or that raw material slurry at a high temperature, about 1500 to 1700 degrees Celsius, to get the elongated burn product that is called as pellets. So in dry process clinkers are formed, but in wet process now pellets are formed, which are not rounded but they are elongated or flaky burn products are formed. And the final step, again regrinding should be done for pellets which are burn product by adding 2 to 3% calcium sulfate, that is gypsum, and we will get again same finely ground greenish grey color powder which is called as cement. So there is only change in specification values. We should add water and the temperature is more than 1500 degrees Celsius and the burn products are pellets. All other steps are identical. So we'll go further. Here is the difference between dry and wet process of manufacturing of cement. So how it can be differentiated? The first one, in the dry process, mixing and grinding of raw materials is done in dry state only. But in wet process, this mixing and grinding of materials is done by adding 30 to 50% water in it. So that is the difference. Here there is a natural moisture is available, but here we should add 30 to 50% water. Second, heating is done at a temperature of 1300 to 1500 degrees Celsius. But here in a wet process, due to addition of water, we require the temperature more than 1500 degrees Celsius. In dry process, less time is required for the process because there is no addition of water. Burning may take place rapidly. But here in wet process, we require more time to evaporate the water from the slurry. Here, due to quick process, there is no addition of water. Very less fuel is required as compared to wet process. Hence, it is one of the cheaper process. But here in wet process, we require more fuel and hence it is a expensive process. Then in dry process, whatever the burn products are formed, which are partly rounded in shape, that is called as clinkers. But here in wet process, rounded products are not formed, but they are elongated in nature and that are called as pellets. And in dry process, there is no control over mixing, hence more wastage may take place. So during mixing, there is a possibility of wastage of various raw materials. So some amount of material may go in vain. But here in wet process, due to addition of water, there is very less chances of wastage of materials. So there is a fully controlled process. So these are some of the differentiation point between dry and wet process. So thank you for watching. So we will continue our discussion in the next videos. Please like and subscribe my channel. Thank you. Thank you very much.